There is a silent, invisible barrier separating those who toil for every dollar and those who have learned to make money work for them. It is not about luck, inheritance, or a secret windfall, but rather a fundamental shift in perspective. I am Bob, and today we are breaking down the 12 mindset shifts that separate the wealthy from the average. Most people are stuck running on this endless treadmill, but by the end of this video, you will finally have the tools to jump off.
We are going to walk through 12 specific shifts that will fundamentally change how you interact with your finances. Some of these are about your daily spending habits, while others are deep psychological changes that dictate your long-term success. A warning though, the 12th shift is the one almost everyone ignores, yet it is the most critical component of the entire process. Let us get into it right now.
Shift number 1 is the distinction between being an employee and being an owner. Employees trade their limited hours for fixed dollars, which creates a hard ceiling on their earning potential. Owners, on the other hand, trade value for equity and assets that can grow regardless of how much time they personally put in. If you are strictly hourly, you are capped. If you are an owner, you are leveraged.
Reason 2 is the consumption ceremony, which is how most people accidentally sabotage their own progress. Have you ever noticed how people treat a new phone, a car, or luxury apparel like a sacred religious ritual? The wealthy view these items as simple expenses that depreciate, whereas they view capital as a tool that should be deployed into assets that appreciate.
Reason 3 is the radical realization that time is your greatest asset, not a cost to be minimized. Average people often spend hours of their precious time just to save a few dollars, which is a losing game in the long run. The wealthy instead spend money to buy back their time, allowing them to focus on high-leverage activities that move the needle forward.
Reason 4 is the shift in how you assess risk. The average person is paralyzed by the fear of losing money, which leads to total avoidance of any financial movement. The wealthy do not avoid risk, they manage it with precision, understanding that the greatest risk of all is leaving your capital stagnant while inflation eats away at your purchasing power.
Reason 5 is the crucial difference between income and net worth. You can earn a six-figure salary and still be technically broke if your expenses rise to meet your paycheck every single month. Wealth is not defined by what you earn, but by what you keep, compound, and reinvest over years of disciplined financial management.
Reason 6 is overcoming the good enough plateau that traps so many middle-income earners. Most people stop their personal development the moment they secure a stable, comfortable job. The wealthy treat their brain like their most valuable business asset, continuously investing in high-income skills that pay massive compound interest over a lifetime. I lived this transformation myself, and I can tell you it was not easy to break those old habits. Years ago, I genuinely believed that getting a bigger raise would finally solve all of my financial problems. Instead, I just bought a more expensive car and ended up exactly where I started, trapped by my own ego, until I realized that the system was the problem, not my work ethic. That realization was the true turning point for my financial future. I stopped behaving like a mindless consumer and started thinking like a builder who constructs systems for growth. My bank account didn't start to grow because I suddenly started working harder. It grew because I finally started working differently and with a clear, long-term vision.
Reason 7 is a question you must ask yourself right now. Which category are you currently in? Are you acting as a consumer, a saver, or an investor? Be brutally honest with your current situation, because becoming an investor is a conscious choice that you make every day, not a privilege you are born into.
Reason 8 is the immense power of saying no to social pressure. Average people say yes to every dinner invite, trend, or social event just to fit into their peer group. The wealthy say no to almost everything to protect their focus, knowing that their environment and their time are the two biggest factors in their velocity.
Reason 9 is treating money as a tool rather than an emotional object. Money is simply energy, and if you treat it with fear or scarcity, it tends to stay away from you. If you treat it as a cold, calculated tool to solve complex problems, you will find that it flows toward you much more efficiently.
Reason 10 is the 5-year rule, which is the antidote to our modern culture of instant gratification. Most people drastically overestimate what they can accomplish in a single year, but they severely underestimate what they can build in 5 years. Wealth is a game of patience, compounding, and steady progress, not a lottery ticket win.
Reason 11 is using debt as a lever rather than a shackle. Average people use debt to buy liabilities, like fancy sneakers or expensive dinners, which only pulls them deeper into the hole. The wealthy use debt as a surgical tool to acquire income-producing assets, creating a bridge that carries them to higher ground.
Reason 12 is the shift that almost nobody is actually willing to make, even though it is the most important one. It is the practice of radical transparency with your own personal finances. If you cannot look at your bank statement or your net worth without feeling intense anxiety, you are not yet ready to manage your wealth effectively.
Stop running from the numbers, because the numbers are the only map you have. If you refuse to look at your map, you are just wandering blindly in the woods while hoping to find a shortcut. This is how you reclaim your power and take full responsibility for your financial future.
We have covered a massive amount of ground today, from avoiding the treadmill trap to prioritizing equity over hourly pay. It is important to remember that these results do not come from overnight success or magic tricks. It is the compounding effect of these small, consistent mindset shifts that leads to life-changing results.
Always remember that your wealth is not just about the numbers in your bank account. It is about the identity you build, the habits you refine, and the vision you hold for your life. You are the architect of your own economy, so start building with intention today.
This is the pathway to becoming the person who makes money work for them, rather than being a slave to the paycheck. Which of these 12 shifts resonates most with where you are in your life right now? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear your story. If you want to dive deeper into the technical side of how to automate your income streams, check out my next video currently on the screen. Do not forget to like and subscribe to Bob Builds Wealth so you can stay updated on our journey. We are just getting started with these deep dives into financial psychology.
As we wrap this up, remember that you are in control of your daily routine. Every small decision you make today serves as a foundation for your future freedom. Keep your head up and stay committed to the process, even when it feels slow.
Before you go, take a moment to reflect on your legacy. Every dollar you choose to invest today is a seed you are planting for your future harvest. You are building a tree that will provide shade for you and your family for decades to come.
Do not let the noise of the world, the opinions of your peers, or the trends on social media distract you from your path. Stay focused on your goals, remain disciplined in your execution, and keep building your house brick by brick.
The transition from employee to owner is intimidating, but staying broke is a far scarier prospect. You already possess the internal resources and the intelligence to change your trajectory starting right now. Trust in your ability to learn and adapt as you go.
Keep your eyes focused on the long game rather than the short-term bumps in the road. The wealthy understand that consistency beats intensity every single time, so keep showing up and doing the work. You are making progress, even on the days you do not see it.
Grab a pen and a notebook so you can track your progress as you apply these lessons in your daily life. We will be breaking down the exact math of the wealth journey in our upcoming content. Be ready to apply these concepts to your own personal spreadsheet. It has been a pleasure having you here and working through these mindset shifts with you. Take these 12 points, print them out, and go apply them to your life immediately. That is the only way that your circumstances will actually change.
Shift number 5 is all about moving from trading time for money to trading value for results. As an employee, you are often paid just to show up. But as an owner, you are compensated for the scale and impact of your output. Stop counting your hours and start measuring the specific value you bring to the marketplace. Next, we must talk about the shift from avoiding risk to managing it with high intelligence. The average person stays in their comfort zone because they fear losing what they have. But wealth is built by calculating downside and aggressively pursuing upside. You are not looking to gamble. You are looking to take calculated bets that compound your growth over time. One final, critical piece of advice. Do not let your ego dictate your spending habits. It is easy to want to signal wealth to others, but keep your focus on letting your bank account grow silently instead. True wealth is often invisible to those who are not looking for it. Grow your bank account, not your ego, because your future self will thank you for the restraint. I am Bob, and I appreciate you tuning in to build your wealth with me. Stay consistent, stay humble, and keep pushing toward your vision.
Before you go, 2 quick things. If this helped you, tap like and hit subscribe. That's how you get more videos like this, and it tells the algorithm to show this to more people who need it. And if you know someone this could help, send them the link. You might just change their day. That's how Bob Builds Wealth grows and reaches more people like you. I'm Bob. See you in the next one.